A few weeks ago, our team spent $12,450 to sponsor a small event in Montana. My hope is this gives some insight into what are companies like ours looking for when it comes to sponsoring and getting financially involved in an event, or inspiration for you're going to an event of your own, how you can make sure you're actually getting value out of it. So let's start with why we chose to sponsor. There were four main reasons we chose to sponsor Arcadia in Montana. For starters, it was a unique event type. It was small, it was intimate. Personally, it was more the kind of event that I prefer to go to. It was about 50 attendees in Montana, camping, I guess more glamping, and it was super, super, super valuable, right? 50 might not sound like a lot when you look at these events that have 10,000 attendees, 5,000 attendees, even 500 attendees, but you're never gonna get the chance to interact with all those attendees anyways. Best case, you spend a bunch of money for a booth, 100 might stop by, right? And on that note, second reason is it was a much lower cost compared to other event sponsorships we've been offered. I get inbound offers for event sponsorship all the time. People want us to sponsor a dinner, sponsor an event, have a booth at their conference. Very often at these 500 to 5,000 person events, the cheapest booth starts at $25,000. And that's before you've even populated the booth, flown your team there, all those other costs. So when you look at that, if I can get intimate relationships with 50 people or buy a very expensive booth for 4 times more money or more and hope people come by the booth, it's a very different calculation. Third reason, it was a very specific ask and offer. Yarby, who was one of the two running the event, he ABM'd and targeted the shit out of us. He didn't just come to us and be like, hey, we're doing an event. Here's our generic prospectus. Please give us money, which is what 99% of the event sponsorship requests in my inbox look like. He came to us and said, hey, Mac, we're going to do this unique dinner at the event. It's at a dino museum, so we can do a Commsor dino themed dinner. If you sponsor, that'll be your thing. That was a no-brainer for us, right? Like, dinosaurs are kind of our thing as a company. It's our logo, it's our brand. It was a very, very specific sponsor ask designed for Commsor. It wouldn't have made sense for another company. Maybe Rattle, but whatever. We're the best dino company, right? And finally, and this can't be overlooked, we have a good and existing relationship with the event hosts. It was not a cold ask. It was not just an email saying, hey, Mac, our event's awesome. We're going to have attendees. Please give us money. We've gotten to know Yarby and Sam over the last year or so. They've supported us. They've been incredibly vocal supporters of us. So when it came time for us to be able to return the favor and get something out of it, it was just absolutely a no-brainer. Let's talk about the cost and logistics of how we actually, approach this event, how much it cost us, what went into it, etc. So to start, there are 3 main costs: the cost of the sponsorship, the cost of actually attending, and the cost of swag and other things that we brought with us. It was $7,500 for the sponsorship. That included the dinner and our event sponsorship. And in total, it cost us $4,700 to actually attend the event. That was flights for myself, Raina and Katrina, who the 3 of us who went to the event, our accommodations there, and all other, assorted expenses with getting the team actually on location for an event. I think it's really important. There were some people who sponsored this event that didn't have on-site presence, and I think that's really not a waste of money, but you're not really getting the most for your dollar event if you're not there to interact with people, especially at a small event like this one. And then we spent $250 on swag and other things we brought with us. And yes, that is way lower than we spent on other events, but we chose to go with more of, the thought behind the swag rather than the item itself. So we brought 3 different things with us. We brought postcards. Got one here if I can pick it up. We brought these Montana camping dino themed postcards that were pre-stamped with dino themed stamps, of course. What else would we have done? And we let attendees fill them out. So it's, this one says greetings from Arcadia, which was the name of the event. We had ones that say wish you were here, greetings from Montana. We had about 50 people fill them out, and we sent them on their behalf to their family, their customers, their team members, etc. And it's super cheap. These are like, 20 cents a postcard. They don't really cost much. We also brought physical copies of our NDR playbook. Once again, they were like $2 a book. They were not very expensive, but something about taking good content and manifesting it physically, it just feels different. People loved it. We had folks asking us if they could have a second copy for their friends or their team members to bring home. So we gave about 50, 60 of those away. We have more if you want one. Just let me know if you're watching this video. And then we also brought stickers. I don't have any with me, but there's one on this postcard here. So once again, dino camping themed stickers created by our wonderful Gerhard on our team. So not very expensive swag, but I think very impactful. A lot of swag is just logos slapped on cheap products designed to get a quick bang at an event, and then it's over. It's not worth it, right? So you're better off doing something that's going to be more memorable rather than something that's going to be more expensive 9 times out of 10, at least in my opinion. Finally, let's talk about outcomes. Obviously, as much as we love the Arcadia team, our goal is not just to spend money for the sake of spending money. So we went into this event with 4 goals in mind, and sort of from a, top priority to bottom priority ranking. Obviously, we're a business. Our goal is to meet new customers and close new business and drive new pipeline. I'll talk about the actual outcomes in a second. Secondly, our goal was creating content. We're a remote team. So whenever we get a chance to get, part of the team together, it's a great opportunity for us to create in-person content. Third, brand awareness is a great opportunity, events like this, just to get your name in front of people, make them aware you exist, get a chance to talk to them. And finally, learning about a target champion and buyer for us. We have found over the last year that partnership professionals are a buyer and champion in deals for us. So having 3 days to spend time with them, get to know them, really helps us, learn how they tick, what they're thinking about, what their struggles are. On a revenue perspective, so far, it's only been 2 weeks since the event, so this might go up. We've got about $100,000 in pipeline so far. So for a $12,000 total spend, that's not bad when you look at other costs for pipeline. The best part is though, we've already closed $6,500 in ARR. Not a huge number, but we've already closed 50% of what we spent on this event within 2 weeks of the event. That's awesome. That's goal number 1. Check. Content-wise, planned a bunch of videos in advance, so including an anti-ad, which may or may not be live yet, the vlog, which Raina has posted, the disposable camera video, which has been posted. We did some interviews and some hot take discussions, and then this video is an outcome as well. I think content is one of the most underrated outcomes you can get from an event. We go to every event with the mindset of what content can we get out of it so that the event can keep giving long after the event has happened, right? It's been 2 or 3 weeks since the event. Here's a video. We've got more videos coming. You can really, really amplify the impact if you do that right, especially if you involve attendees in the content. Brand awareness. Really hard to measure this, but definitely a bunch of people talking about us on LinkedIn, DMing us that we didn't know before, more people coming into our network since the event. So, it feels like it's worked. Once again, very hard to measure. And then learnings about a target champion and buyer. It really validated the direction we're heading with our product. Learn 2 or 3 things that we need to build in our product for that use case. So I would say overall, that was a win. Events are an incredible opportunity to meet people, to drive revenue, to create content, but you just have to find the right events and you have to approach it with a you get out what you put in mindset. Paying for a sponsorship gives you the opportunity to take action that will drive value. If you don't take the right actions, you're just pissing money away.